Greetings, Eric Bakker, naturopath. Thank you for coming back to my channel. I always appreciate it. Have you subscribed yet? Please subscribe. Right, what do you think of my funky shirt? Anyway, let's get into this video. We're not talking about funky shirts. We're talking about anal itching, and it's bad for some people. It's so bad, you've got no idea. I've got patients from many different countries who've got an itchy bottom. That's right, an itchy bottom. Now, you may be laughing right now, but I can tell you, this is a really serious problem for some people, and it can drive them crazy. Could you imagine how embarrassing it is to have an itchy, backside? How embarrassing it is if you're out in public? Even if you're not in public, it's very embarrassing. It's terribly embarrassing, in fact. So what can we do to help these poor people with anal itching? Now, let me tell you something. Everybody gets anal itching, right? From time to time, we've always had that feeling, something not quite right there. So anal itching is not, impossible to get. But what is bad, it's when it's intractable, consistent, or persistent. It stays there for days and days and days on end. Some people have it 24/7. Some people have it for years. So what the heck do you do with this problem? Well, the first thing that I really want you to do is to try and work out, do you have any kind of pre-existing digestive problem that was there before the anal itching? Do you have hemorrhoids? Have you any anal fissures? Any tears in that area? Have you got hemorrhoids? Do you have diabetes? Do you have thyroid disease? Do you have, there are many different conditions that can be a prelude to this particular type of symptom. So see it as a symptom being a problem, okay? Let's look at your motor car, all right? Now, when you turn on your motor car, the engine runs and puts exhaust gases out. But what about if you get way too much smoke coming out the tailpipe, or you get backfires, or you get problems? That alerts you that it's likely not going to be in the tailpipe. It's most likely going to be further upstream, somewhere in the engine that needs sorting out, right? Many people with anal itching have got a problem which they haven't really understood or, tapped into. Now, that could be long-term constipation or diarrhea. It could be a candida problem. Excuse me. It could be a parasite problem. It could be a bacterial infection like a strep or staph infection. These are quite common. There can be viruses. Some people with herpes simplex, a cold sore, a type 2 herpes can get it down there as well in the rectal area. So as you can see, there's a whole lot of different reasons why you can get this problem called anal itching. I can tell you now, one of the most common things I see in people is Candida albicans. So many people have got itching in that area from a yeast infection. It is not funny. I have given up count how many hundreds of stool test results I've seen with very high Candida load where anal itching was present, and the patient was never tested for fungal or bacterial problem. They were just put on some kind of rectal cream. That's not good enough. It's certainly not good enough for somebody like you who's suffering from this. So go to your doctor, get analyzed. If the doctor doesn't want to help you, go to your gastroenterologist. Talk about the problem. Get the area thoroughly checked out. Get some findings. Get a specialist report, okay? The specialist report is usually one A4 piece of paper, and it will have the specialist findings on it saying, Mrs. Smith came to see me. She was a delightful lady, but we have found some inflammation, and it'll all be in medical talk. So some of these words you may not understand, but somebody like me can read that kind of weird stuff, right? We can read it. So we don't really want to look at the rectal area. We let the gastroenterologist do that. But the findings on the paper from the specialist will be very good. That, coupled with a comprehensive stool analysis, is your best shot for anal itching. So first go to a doctor. If no joy, go to a gastroenterologist. Get a specialist report. On your own back, then you can decide whether you want a medical treatment or natural, and then get a stool test done. Go and see your naturopathic physician or integrative doctor. Ask for a comprehensive stool analysis, preferably 3 samples, one each day for 3 days, which includes a parasite screen, because you must eliminate the potential for having a parasitic infection. There are many parasites, for example, like threadworms, different types of worms that can really cause a lot of anal itching. So get that done. Find out what it is. Work with a practitioner. Work through it. But always, always consider the possibility of a Candida yeast infection. I've seen this too many times with anal itching, too many times to ignore the connection. So you could also just treat for Candida and to see how that itch goes, right? Treat for Candida. Check out my other videos. I'm sure there are other videos I've done on anal itching, but just gives you a heads up. You can get on top of this problem. In 9 out of 10 cases, it can be fixed, and often pretty quick. Thanks for tuning in.